Hello, everyone. I really don't know what INEC is playing at and what is it that INEC is doing. There's some game that is going on. You understand? And one thing that I know is that no matter what they do, the will of the people can be more than anything. And when the people stand gidigba, say they want something, nothing can change it. The only reason why all of these corrupt politicians who can only survive with rigged election are getting away with the nonsense they are doing is because Nigerians have not decided and have not carried that way to say on this one we dey here, we die here, anyhow we want and I will see am. That's just it. But people are like, oh, Nigeria can never work. I've given up on Nigeria and this and da 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 da. It's easier to say, I don't have a problem with anybody who says Nigeria cannot work. Or that's the person's prerogative, and he or she has every right to it. What I have a problem is when they tell me not to do what I'm doing. So as long as they allow me, I also have to allow them. That's how life is. Why am I saying all of this? It's about this INEC thing. Up till now, the Supreme Court judgment is out. I remember Mr. Peter Obi, Governor Alex Oti, they all went to INEC to go and submit the Supreme Court document. And so and they submitted the certified true copies, right? So what is still holding INEC? What is it that they've not read? What is it that they need to read? What is it that their lawyers cannot understand? Is it the language of the Supreme Court, the judgment, the whatever that they cannot understand? If they cannot understand it, why are they not going back to the Supreme Court to say, hey, we can't understand what we're saying, put this out there? But hey, INEC is just there. He hasn't really done anything. He hasn't, just like the way the Supreme Court was like sort of like crafting him to say, okay, go ahead to the status quo, revert back to the status quo. Leadership of a party is a prerogative of the party, right? It's their personal business to do whatever it is that they need to do. The court shouldn't dabble in it. That's what the Supreme Court has said. Fine. The party had come together following their constitution to have the NWC meeting and say, look, we need to have an interim chair. And this interim chair was given the mandate, was it within 6 months, to go and ensure that conventions and all of that are held across, and so that new leadership for the party will then go on to emerge. And so if they are reverting back to that, because before they got that judgment of the court that they now put in Abure, and then the Nadi-led faction went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said that that party had no business dabbling in the leadership. So automatically it means return back to status quo before that party judgment. So why is that? Why has that not been done? Why is INEC not reverting back to that? Why is INEC taking so much time and wasting a lot of time? Right now, like I was saying to the other one, primaries of Anambra gubernatorial election, I don't even know whether there's still enough time to do that primaries. Meanwhile, the Abure faction had done their own primaries. There are most of the candidates who were waiting, for the judgment, for the Nadi faction to now do their primaries and everything. They haven't been able to see that because INEC hasn't done the needful. So all of this hide and seek is towards what? Really? If institutions are captured, they have to be captured in this glaring manner. There's no amount of capturing of institution that will lead to that can save someone when the people are ready and they say enough is enough. That's one thing that I know. But anyway, Senator Nadi here has a statement that she put out. She said INEC's clarification on leadership status of the Labour Party. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, through its official X, formerly Twitter handle, has today publicly clarified that it has neither pronounced nor restored Mr. Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party. This unambiguous disclaimer, issued in real time without delay, goes to the very heart of the matter and exposes the falsehoods and desperation that have continued to emanate from Mr. Abure and his collaborators. We state emphatically and without equivocation, Mr. Julius Abure is the former national chairman of the Labour Party. His tenure and legitimacy have long since expired. and no amount of manipulation, media propaganda, or unauthorized press briefings can resurrect a dead mandate. It is both laughable and insulting to the intelligence of Nigerians and party faithfuls that Mr. Abure and his clique continue to parade themselves as party leadership despite lacking legal standing, moral credibility, and institutional backing. The Labour Party is not a personal enterprise. It is a vehicle of democratic ideals built and sustained by the collective will of the people. Even if you are the one that started a party, you use your money, everything, you came together with people, you started your party, the party is not yours. It's a collective. You don't own it. Nobody owns a political party in the real sense of the word. So I don't get it where someone like Mr. Abure is refusing to leave, just hanging on there by force, by fire, by force. If they say they've removed you, fine. If your tenure still allows you to go for election, go for election again. These people that say they support you, let them vote for you. But instead of you want to like drag the party down, destroy the party, get it off of this thing, it just doesn't make sense. For what? Without the party chairman, he's nobody. He can't get anything, he can't do anything, he doesn't have a life, he doesn't have a second job. Is that what he's showing? Okay, maybe I don't understand, as I never do chairman before now. We therefore reject in totality the fake news being peddled by Mr. Abure and his self-serving circle. We equally call on all members of the party, civil society, and general public to disregard such misinformation and stand with truth and justice. As the acting national chairman of the Labour Party, I reaffirm our commitment remains rooted in integrity, transparency, and the rule of law, not in brigandage or media stunts. Let it be known, the era of impunity is over. The Labour Party belongs to the people, not to a cabal. Senator Nadi Usman, PhD, Acting National Chairman, Labour Party. And someone said on that, she said we should start considering registering and launching a new political party. So that is that. But I must tell you that honestly, INEC hasn't behaved well. It hasn't done well. It hasn't done well by itself. And unfortunately, like I've always said before, the only independent that seems to follow INEC is that eye. Apart from the eye, it seems as if there's no independent attached to it. But anyway, we'll continue. One thing that I know for sure is the fact that Nigeria belongs to all of us, and no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. And nobody is going to sit on our head and play matches. Some people are not going to come and start feeling themselves, thinking that they are super citizens or they are better than everyone. Let me repeat, no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian.